Hello, everybody. This is Whole Views, where you come to get a complete review from a different perspective. My name is Corey, and I'm here to tell you why Disney Plus slightly overrated. So, let's get started with the positives. So, don't get me wrong with this video and the title of this video. I think Disney Plus is a very good service. I actually have it myself. I enjoy it. I do my best to get the most out of it at all times. But I've been hearing a lot on social media, and maybe it's just jokes. Maybe it's people, trying to make things up and be, on top of the big new thing. But I hear a lot about people saying, oh, Disney Plus is where it's at. You need to be on Disney Plus. But I'm here to say, I think it's slightly overhyped. But before I get into why it's overhyped, let me talk about the positives and get things started on the right foot. First, I feel like if you're a Verizon customer like myself, you should absolutely have Disney Plus. There's no excuse for not having it. It's free for a year. As you know, as of the last time I checked, it's December of 2019 as of filming this. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get it if you hooked up to Verizon. That's 12 months of free access to a great new Star Wars program. You have access to a whole bunch of older films, the entire Disney catalog. There's no reason why you shouldn't get involved. But let's move past the freeness of it because nothing beats free. Let's move into the family person. I myself have two young daughters, love them both. And there's nothing like having access to all those Disney shows that played on Disney Channel. There's nothing like having access to all those animated movies. Let's say it's a Saturday morning. I'm busy. My wife is busy. We need the kids to be occupied. There's no cartoons that they're interested on playing on regular cable. Pull up Disney Plus. You put on Moana. That's 2 hours of singing, and it's done. Like they'll be locked in for 2 straight hours, while we walking back and forth around the house, and that's a great thing. It's a great thing to have access to in Disney Plus. Reason number three, I would say, would be if you're a Marvel fan, you got access to all the old films. If you're not a believer in physical media and you don't have access to those things, um, you don't own the old movies, I would say, hey, get Disney Plus. You can watch all the older movies whenever you want. All the little animated Marvel shows, they used to be on Disney Channel, somewhere on Fox or different channels. Now you got all that stuff in one place. You get your Marvel fix with Disney Plus. I would also say, if you're a big Star Wars fan, this is a real treat for you. You got a brand new show with The Mandalorian. You have access to all the old movies, the original trilogy, the prequels, and some of the new stuff. I think you got, as of filming, I believe you have The Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi is over on Netflix still. But it's coming in like March or summertime, something like that. It's coming. You'll have all your Star Wars in one place. And there's actually a lot of animated Star Wars content that I never got into, and I probably won't. But for a real Star Wars fanatic, strong fan, I would say Disney Plus is a go for you. So I would say, that's four big positives. It's free if you're on Verizon, or you can get like a 1 month trial. I would say December is probably the best month. That way you can binge The Mandalorian. It's a good show. The family man or the family person who wants good quality entertainment for their kids on demand, and the Marvel fan or the Star Wars fan. Absolutely, it's a good thing for you to have. Now to the reason why I would call it overhyped. Not necessarily that these are negatives, but again, you hit a buzz about this service, and I don't know if that's for a normal consumer. And here's what I mean when I say that. Yes, you do have access. First reason, you have access to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I, person like myself, own all the physical media already. So I have at least 20, 21 out of the original MCU films on DVD out back. So if I want to watch something, I just walk in the back, grab a DVD, watch it. Um, Before, what is the Endgame? I think my wife had never seen the Spider-Man solo film Homecoming. So I went back out back, got it. We watched it. The next day we went to see it in the new Spider-Man, and also the Endgame probably again for me. I think I saw it 3 times, but we went see it again, and like her memory was refreshed as far as the Spider-Man character and his arc and where he was and everything. So physical media kind of replaces those old movies. You do get the promise of new shows with the Marvel angle, but that's not until 2020. And I do know that, if you got the year for free, that's a win. But Falcon and Winter Soldier is the first show to drop. That's not dropping until August. So you probably get one Marvel show with your free year trial. Not saying that's bad, but I don't think it's enough to pay $7 a year for if you don't have free access to it. So that would be, overhyped. Number one. Number two, The Mandalorian is great, but if you don't know Star Wars and you're not a super sci-fi fan, I would say The Mandalorian might be inaccessible to you. And I know it's kind of a bold thing to say, but I've seen every Star Wars movie, the originals, the prequels, and the new stuff. I had no idea what a Mandalorian was. No idea. I had to look it up and watch, this is a Mandalorian type video. So it's kind of inaccessible to the casual fan. I don't know if that draw of a new Star Wars show is enough to get the casual viewer to pay money for the service. A lot of hype that I saw about Disney Plus from various people was the hype about the old shows and nostalgia. That would be reason three, that is overhyped. Nostalgia is great, to relive your childhood. But people was hype about the Gargoyles. People was hype about the old X-Men, the old 1990s animated Spider-Man. Great show, great shows. But I'm not really watching that. Most people are not really watching that. Like, I can't imagine too many grown-ups. I'm 35, saying I'm gonna sit down and watch the whole original X-Men again. I'm a child in the 90s. I remember watching those shows after school. I remember watching that Spider-Man with, and there's iconic episodes, really good stuff, but it's not enough for me to pay $7.99 a year just for that. And reason number 4 is just the overall look at it. It's just not enough new content to pay $7 a month for. Not at this moment. It's, December 2019. It's only a few months old. But there's a Jeff Goldblum show. Who cares? I'm sorry. I don't care to watch Jeff Goldblum do anything outside of act in a movie. There's a Christmas show, I think a Christmas movie they made called Noel. I saw reviews for it. Looks like a few thumbs down. I'm not gonna spend time on it. I'm not a big fan of Christmas films, so I'm not gonna look at it. And a new High School Musical show, and The Mandalorian. So pay $7.99, a month, or $6.99 a month for access to overall those 4 things. I just can't. Now, let me clean up everything. Blanket statement. I was one of those people, and I'm making a video calling it overhyped, but I was one of those people who said, I'm willing to pay $6.99, mainly because of this. I'm so ready for those Marvel shows. And I also know the way Hollywood works and the way business works. I don't want to jump on the train too late, so to speak. Netflix started at $6.99, I want to say, way back in the day when it was a DVD service. It might have been $4.99 way back then when, the Blockbuster days. But it creeps. And I know that $6.99 for Disney Plus will not stay $6.99. Over time, that will creep to $9.99, $12.99, $14.99 over time. So I figured myself, let's do the Netflix thing. Let's jump on the train right now. Let's stay with it, and we get grandfathered in, and we keep paying $7.99 or $6.99, $7 total for this service. I'm kind of the exception to my own rules. I was hype about Mandalorian. My wife is not. I know other people not that excited about it, and they, I had a conversation with a couple at the movies last week. Like, yo, man, our kids is pressuring us to get Disney Plus. Like, is it even worth it? And I would say, no, not right now. It can wait. If you like me and you're so hype about these Marvel shows, because there are a lot, If you're hype about those Marvel shows and you want to be locked in at $6.99, then yes, go ahead, get the service, pay that, you'll be fine. Just know that you're not gonna get a whole bunch of new content until those new shows start dropping. Um, I think down the line, once some months and years pass, we could probably get real competition between Disney Plus and Netflix. But at this moment, I think fall December 2019, Disney Plus can wait. That's all I have for y'all today. Remember, enjoy yourself, but guard your heart, and that's all.